Discrimination lawsuit was dismissed in Mississippi federal court. Now it's headed to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. The case centers around a transgender woman who claims she was discriminated against based on her sexual identity. Scott Martin joins us in the studio. And Scott, strangely enough, this dismissal came just days before a federal ruling.
Yeah, that's right, Joey. The United States District Court for the Northern District of Mississippi, they dismissed the case on June 11th. You may remember June 15th, the United States Supreme Court ruled that the civil rights law protects LGBTQ workers. A coincidence, yes, but for Jocelyn Kelly, the fight's still on, and she wants others to not be afraid to share their voice. The civil suit is against AES Enterprises, Inc. They own and operate several McDonald's restaurants in the state. Jocelyn Kelly was hired in 2019 as an area supervisor. She claims managers and other employees made remarks about her gender identity.
They thought it was funny because I was using the women's restroom. They called me Joanna Man.
After going to HR, Kelly says she was moved to another store where she says the ridicule increased.
That's when I was told that I was an abomination, and her nephew worked there, called me, and it was just, heartbreaking. I had to deal with that.
In court documents, AES alleges Kelly's job performance was questionable. The corporation says she lost her temper with customers and didn't master individual workstations required in her training. AES made a motion for summary judgment, which was granted by a judge, ultimately dismissing the case.
Summary judgment basically is when there's no dispute of material fact, and so our appeal will say, yes, there is a dispute of material fact, and here's the reasons why.
Kelly's attorney, Hayes Birchfield, says his client's side of the story wasn't played out in court.
The summary judgment was granted before we could ever, go to a jury trial. So we weren't able to ever call up any of our witnesses and have them testify.
The summary judgment also states Kelly listed she had a master's in business administration, which later goes on to say she admits she didn't finish. AES Enterprises sent a statement saying the case was dismissed because Kelly failed to prove she was discriminated against by AES. The statement went on to say that the court found that under federal law, transgendered persons are protected from employment discrimination. But that's not how Kelly sees it.
I was just heartbroken because I didn't understand the decision without, even coming forth into, interacting with me to get my side of the story behind the paper to find out, what actually happened. Because,
no matter the outcome of the appeal, Kelly's hope is that her story helps others find their voice.
I just encourage people, transgenders, LGBT, anyone, don't have to be LGBT, to speak out.
The appeal has to be submitted by July 10th. At that point, it'll be up to the judges in the appellate court to decide the next steps. The attorney representing AES, they declined an on-camera interview. You can look at their full statement over on our website at WCBI.com.
A man recently arrested by Lowndes County